What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Tuesday, February 2nd, 2022. Groundhog Day. It was a super red Groundhog Day. To the downside we go again. Let's dig in. Today, AMC finished the day down 8.54%, down an additional 1.75% in after hours, currently trading at $15.15 per share. The bearish snake algo projection and the bearish macro descending wedge projection were absolutely dead on today. As you can see, I don't even know if there's anything that needs to be said about that other than no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to sing it again, I promise. Yeah, I mean, listen, what I did yesterday in last night's video was showed the previous snake algo and showed the diverting portion or area of today that was going to take place, and talked about how micro leads macro, and we needed micro to pick a definitive direction and go, and it did. That macro would follow, and it did in both of these bearish scenarios. So let's dig into them real quick, right? We saw that initial push up first thing this morning, and then it went ahead and pulled back as the rest of the market did. I'm going to try to fit SPY in here and get this done in the same amount of time that I've been getting them done in. So hang tight. I'm gonna roll right through it. So anyways, move to the downside. This is the interior look of it. What it is projecting on the micro right now is more downside, continuation to downside. Could this be the end of this move? Sure, it could. Just as the tops, you know, hyperextended here, it could run short here. Excuse me. That typically doesn't happen, like I said and explained in previous videos. We see a lot of over-exaggeration to the downside, and I've seen it progressively in my time that I've been doing this, specifically with AMC. So I would expect some more downside to this before we get an actual bounce. I did call out today the 1520 to 1525 area as potential support here, and that's where it grabbed itself and held itself up here, or grabbed on, not grabbed itself, grabbed on and held itself up here. It could break down to the 1450. I've been talking about that as well. I told you last night, if the 1665 broke, that we would see continuation to the downside, specifically more than likely the 1450 before we get a bounce, because that's what this was indicating on the micro when looking at this. Okay, so that is the snake algo on the with a micro perspective, and what it is indicating for a move intraday tomorrow potentially. Oh, actually, let me go 4 hour. Here is the macro view and perspective of macro view and perspective of the total snake algo at this point. That we do have more that I could add on. I'm not going to do that yet. I don't want to have a giant frag clear. I do not know how long this is going to carry us through. I know approximately how long the previous ones have carried us through, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen again here, because we have these shortened time zones now. We're at the end of this fractal where there's been extensions added on. I've explained all that in previous videos. But anyways, this is what it looks like. We are currently sitting right there inside of this, okay? Obviously, we can... I talked about the bounce at the 1450, right? That's this. So looking at macro as well, as long as micro does the same as it did today, it shows a definitive move in that direction, I would expect macro to follow before we get a bounce. It looks like 2 bounces at the 1450 area, maybe even lower, maybe down into 1350 if it hyperextends down into that area like it did here. Maybe even back down to the descending macro support. The macro descending wedge support. It's all about the generalized movement, okay? And it's showing downside. 2 bounces maybe, potentially, and then downside to the 1250 area, which we have support at, as well as the macro descending support in that area as well. So I think that's where that bounce would be in this placement of this snake algo head and snake algo currently. Okay, that is the snake algo in its entirety. On your right is the macro to macro descending wedge. Its comparative is from 2013, December 2013 to December 2020. I've been talking about all this stuff for months, y'all. Sorry if I sound redundant. It is a little redundant for me, and I'm sure it is for some of you, but I know, like myself, I like to take this step back and reevaluate daily, zoom out with my vision after being in intraday all day and zooming through a bunch of different charts like we do. So, but it is to some extent, right? Because I've literally been screaming all of this stuff from the mountaintop platform that I have right here. And I've gotten out to all of you, and I'm grateful for all of you. And for any help that you all provide to continue to help me grow this and get the word out. You all see the value in this, and I greatly appreciate that. All right, moving on. So in this 7-year fractal, December 2013 to December 2020, it displayed itself with box tops, breakdowns, W's, and that's it. Box top, breakdown, W, blow up, box top, breakdown, W, blow up, box top, breakdown, W, blow up. And it does it here and here and here, and it does it up in here and here and here, which you all know this for the most part. If this is a new video of yours or of mine that you're watching for the first time or whatever, please, please, please do yourself a favor. Go back, watch the videos. Look at the comments in the videos. You won't be let down, I promise. Excuse me. So anyways, as you can see, we are in a compressed version of this 7-year fractal, of this 7-year macro descending wedge. We are in a compressed version of that. We've been in it since May and June. We're in the last, what I believe is the last actual box top setup and formation. And we are in the descent from that. In the breakdown, we've already broken down from the top of the box top. We had our first checkup where we found support and or a mid-sized secondary box top like it indicates here as well. Same thing. And we're on the descent. We've already come down, curled up around inside of the what I have highlighted as a descending wedge. And now we're making the first indication that we're going to move down this leg here. And I will zoom in here and show you that now. And what I want to do real quick, am I on the 4-hour? Yeah. I like doing this because I want you all to really take into consideration almost how perfect in the angles, the consolidations, the tops. I mean, this is literally almost identical. Okay, and here we are. I talked about this last night when we were in here. I said what I thought we would see is an initial short-term push up, maybe over this wick here, which is exactly what happened, followed by, and for this to stay valid, a hard move to the downside, which is exactly what we got. Again, macro follows micro. Micro made the move today, and we're watching macro follow now. I would expect this, obviously, as you can see, indicates continued downside, right? It does show and indicate a bounce here. I don't know how that would work if I need to move this out linear-wise to the right, which can be done and still accomplish all that. But nonetheless, if it does replicate this, I would expect the move down to around $12.50, $13 to $12.50. Maybe if it fulfills all this. I mean, these wicks are a little bit higher, so I'm sure this, you know, if I was being real granular here, up like that, we may not even accomplish this bounce down. It may just continue to the downside. Or hell, for all I know, it may turn and go up and fool all of us, right? If it does, it does. We'll be ready. We got the bullish one on standby and ready to go. So, anyways, that is that from an internal perspective of the generalized perception of the macro movement as what to expect tomorrow and beyond. And here is the overall one more time for you to look at before I switch this. Where am I at? 10 minutes. Good deal. I'm going to go over SPY real quick. Okay, there we are. Side by side. It's almost like, what do you say? You know what I mean? This shit's been so spot on for such a long time. I mean, I don't know. I love y'all. Y'all know how I feel. I've said it over and over again. All right, SPY. So today, I took the macro SPY overlay, 2008, 2009. Again, I have literally been showing this for months and months and months, talking about this fractal and how it's been projecting and how it was replicating the 08 and the 09 correction and market crash. There's all kinds of videos I talked about it on and showed it in previously. However, what I did today was and I did it last night, I compressed this thing up to indicate that the double bottom was in, because I felt like what we were doing here was making this leg up here to the peak prior to the dead cat bounce. And that's what I did today. And obviously you can see how it, again, just like the AMC fractals, both the snake and the macro descending, I mean, it is almost spot on, almost entirely spot on. So I'll give you this this view of it here real quick, and then what I want to do is zoom in here to let you see this leg up. Here you go. Now, I was talking about this in the live stream. I'm not quite sure or sold that we may not continue to see maybe a move back up to get this wick in, but again, this means absolutely nothing to me. So in no way, shape, or form does it have to do that, or do I think it will do that? Quite honestly, it's looking like we've maybe already accomplished this. Maybe I need to compress it a little more to get this kind of under here like that, right? So that both of these tops are underneath here like this, and we're actually on the outside of this thing. And quite honestly, I think that's what needs to happen. So for this purpose right now, I'm going to go ahead and stick it there just so you can kind of see what that would indicate. Obviously, more downside. Looks like it would take us back down to at least the 448, 448.99, which would be 449. Sorry about that. Potentially down to 447 area. But nonetheless, again, a generalized perspective of the macro movements indicates downside, downside, downside. Okay? Again, if this is positioned properly, it all depends on that. I feel really good about this. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that we may be here already. But nonetheless, I thought it was going to be a little further out. But if this ends up fulfilling, buckle up, Buttercup. Things are about to get really, really, really interesting. Not only for the broader market, but for AMC, for GameStop, for everything. We are in for a treat if this happens. Y'all know already how I feel about it. I told y'all if we start beating this thing down to AMC to single digits, and if all this happens, I'm going to be celebrating. I've been talking about this and mapping these things out the entire time I've been streaming here on YouTube. So I will be ready to go. I know y'all will be ready to go. That is our MO here. We prepare for everything. We're surprised by nothing. Y'all are making money in a bear market right now. Do you realize that? Yeah, we had some up days here the last 2-3 days to the upside, but y'all are making and banking serious money in a crazy market condition right now. Be proud of yourselves. Y'all are good. You got your heads wrapped around everything. I'm proud of the community that's here. I'm proud of all of you, and I thank you all for being here. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. Do me a favor, leave a like on the video, comment on the video, help me get the word out. The views are going down again. I'll show you all tomorrow in the live stream. It's absurd. I mean, literally just a methodical, strategical step down, both on the live streams and on the videos here. So any help in that department is greatly appreciated. If not, oh well. Would appreciate that. I'll be right back here tomorrow morning for the live stream. Like always, same place, same time, 9 a.m. And if I don't see you all here, and I will see you all in the update video tomorrow after market closed. Put your crash test dummy helmets on, y'all. Things might get super interesting tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will talk to you all first thing tomorrow morning. Later.